All right, for this question, the algebra solution is definitely the most efficient solution. So I'm going to start with that, but I will give you another way to think about it, because if you're not great at algebra, I really don't want you getting this wrong. So there's some alternatives you can use, but let's do the algebra first. So all we have to do is take A equals 1052 plus 1.08 t. The story doesn't matter. The choices make it super clear what we have to do. We have to solve for t. So we have to use the order of operations, but we do it in reverse, right? We got to strip everything away so that t is alone. So we kind of work from the outside in, and so the first thing we're going to strip away is the 1052. So that's going to get subtracted from both sides. And when it comes over to the left side here, a minus 1052 is what we have. Now it's negative because it's on the other side. And we can see from the answer choices that if we lost that negative or misplaced something, we would get this wrong because A, B, and C all kind of look the same. The last step is to divide by 1.08 because that is how it's attached to the t, is its multiplication. So we use division to cancel that out. And we're just done at that point. That cancels out, but there's nothing that can be simplified here. So my value for t is just a minus 1052 over 1.08. So, okay, that's choice A. That's it. That is the fastest way, and you definitely need to know that kind of algebra for the SAT. If you don't, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So what do we do, though, if we are having trouble here? I mean, if you're really not good at algebra, you might have some trouble on the SAT, but a lot of it can be kind of fixed, especially on the calculator section, by using numbers instead. So this would be our arithmetize strategy. And if we notice, we're asked to move these equations around, but we're never asked to solve for A, we're never asked to solve for T. There's no specific value here, they're just placeholders. So what we can do is we can use numbers to kind of understand the equation in a different way. So what I would do first is the simplest thing. Let's just pretend that T is equal to 0. If that were the case, then A would be 1052 plus 1.08 times 0. So 1.08 times 0, that just goes away because it's 0. So A would be just 1052. And now that's a point that I could plug into all these answer choices and see which one is going to give me the same thing. Now, it doesn't solve all our problems here, but it helps. If I were to put 1052 minus 1052 into choice A, we would see that the top would be 0, and so the whole thing would be 0, which is what we'd want because t is equal to 0, so that would check out. But if I did that to choice B, 1052 plus 1052 divided by 1.08, we're going to get a huge number, right? We could use the calculator to figure it out, but we don't even need to because we just see, like, there's no way that that's going to be 0. And the same thing's going to happen with choice D, but choice C is also going to give me 1052 because it's 1052 minus 1052. So this happens with arithmetize sometimes. It's why it's not, always going to be the most efficient strategy, but it doesn't leave us completely lost. All we would do now is say, well, let's pick a different number and say something like t equals 1. And then what does that mean for A? Well, that means it's 1052 plus 1.08 times 1. So, with our calculator, the fact that these are big numbers and decimals doesn't bother us at all. We just do 1.08 plus the 1052. I don't even know why I need a calculator for that. That's 1053.08. And that's my value of A. So now that number gets plugged in to all these answer choices, and I'm looking to see which one gives me the value of 1. So if I go to choice A again, I would have T is 1, A is 1053.08 minus 1052 over 1.08. 1053.08 minus 1052, put in my calculator, I already know the answer, is going to be 1.08. So 1.08 divided by 1.08 is 1, and so that gives me what I want. But if I do that in choice C, the only one that's left, I have 1052 minus 1053.08 over 1.08. That's negative 1.08 divided by positive 1.08, which is the value negative 1. So there's the issue, right? Is that doesn't give me the result that I was looking for, and that's how I would know that choice C is wrong. And now I'm only left with one answer, choice A, and I'm done. Like I said, this is not the most efficient way to do something like this. This arithmetized strategy is really helpful in lots of places, and in lots of places it will be the most efficient way to do it. My point here is you can't get this wrong. One way or another, you got to problem solve your way to this answer. So if you're really confident with your algebra, do the algebra, be done. But if you're not confident and you think you need to check your answer to make sure you didn't fall for a mistake, or that you just don't even know where to start, arithmetize gives us the ability to get these points that we wouldn't get otherwise. So that's sometimes what our strategies do, is they help us when we don't know something we should. And then we still get the points and the credit for not knowing the algebra here. But it's always better to actually know the thing. Again, hopefully this helped. You've got some solutions. We're going to see more of these strategies and these kind of like multiple ways to do things as we continue to go through the test.